amid eradicate Sanatan Rao anti-Dravidian meet plea in High Court. And in fact, the Madras High Court invoked Sanatan Rao, said inaction by the state police. In an obiter dictum, Justice G. Jayachandran of the Madras High Court has observed that Tamil Nadu Police are guilty of dereliction of duty because of their failure to act against ministers for participating in annihilation of Sanatan Dharma conference on the 2nd September. In fact, during the observation, the judge said, while dismissing a petition filed by a person called Mahesh Karthikeyan seeking permission to counter annihilation of Sanatan Dharma conference by conducting a meeting to eradicate the Dravidian ideology. We have both Pranesh and Dharani joining us. Let's first go across to Pranesh. That's a big observation which will lead to more political statements.
You know, Swati, this is a scathing observation and an important one at that, because the court, it seems, is invoking the principle that two wrongs don't make a right. Let's come to point number 7 here on page number 6. This is what the court has observed. No one can expect courts to aid them to propagate ideas to create ill will among the public. Some members of the ruling party and ministers participated in the meeting held for eradicating Sanatan Dharma, and no action has been taken by the police against them, which is dereliction of duty on part of the police. Now, let me read this again, and this is important because you see, after this event had taken place in September and things were said against Sanatan, and you know the people who were there, Udyanidhi Stalin and one more DMK minister, both present, and they were spewing hate. The BJP said that why is the Stalin government not taking any action against its own ministers? Now that the court, which was hearing a separate case, and the petition before the court was that we should be allowed to hold an anti-Dravidian conference. The court said that just because Eradicate Sanatan conference was held, we can't allow you to hold a counter event like this, because this will only lead to ill will among the public. And most importantly, the court is then saying, why did the state administration, the DMK government, fail to act against the ministers? Here is that part. Some members of the ruling party and ministers participated in the meeting held for eradicating Sanatan Dharma, and no action has been taken by the police against them, which is dereliction of duty on part of the police. Since police failed to act against those who had uttered inflammatory speech to eradicate Sanatan Dharma, now permission to counter it by conducting meeting to eradicate Dravidian ideology. If the request of the petitioner is acceded, it will cause further disturbance to the peace and tranquility of the public, who are already fed up by way of some of the fringe groups in support of persons who've taken oath of office to preserve the spirit of constitution, act in breach of their oath. So without naming the ministers, the court saying as much, also pulling up the state government. Now the question is, Swati, now that we have this October 31st ruling, will the Stalin government at least move by filing an FIR against the organizers and the speakers? Let's see what happens.